And thank you so much for participating with us here today. So my talk today is really about a celebration of the success that we've all shared across the open source community with bringing Jakarta EE to the Eclipse Foundation 5 years ago and moving the technology formerly known as Java EE or Enterprise Java forward on a community-based, vendor-neutral mechanism. Before I really dive into it, I just want to spend a few moments talking about the Eclipse Foundation itself. We're legally based in Brussels, Belgium, and are one of the world's largest open source foundations, with over 400 projects, 300 members, and almost 1,800 committers working on our projects. We really are a global community with a European home. And we are host to a large number of cloud-native Java projects. And so we're here to talk about Jakarta EE, but of course, should also recognize our colleagues over in MicroProfile that are building similar specifications for cloud-native Java, but also a number of very important projects like Adoptium, which is delivering Java SE runtimes for all Java developers. Projects like Jetty and Glassfish, which are delivering Jakarta-related specification implementations, and OpenJ9, which is delivering a Java virtual machine, and of course also Eclipse Che, which is tooling based in Java, and Vertex. And we should also remember the original Eclipse IDE, which gave our foundation its name, continues to be very important for many developers, particularly in China, working on Java EE and Jakarta EE application development. The working group itself is an industry consortium that's responsible for building the community, developing and improving specifications, helping drive the Jakarta EE brand forward, establishing a technical roadmap, and then assuring compatibility of the various implementations across the ecosystem. That's a lot to do for the Jakarta EE consortium, and I think the group has done an amazing job over the last 5 years on delivering on the promise of bringing Java EE to a community-led, vendor-neutral home. In terms of the numbers at Jakarta EE itself at the Eclipse Foundation, we're up to 29 members, which is a 40% growth from 2021. There's about 175 committers that are working on the specifications and the projects underneath the EE4J top-level project. There's 55 open source projects altogether with 154 Git repositories. And we have about 76 million lines of code under management as part of Jakarta EE at the Eclipse Foundation. So obviously this is a very large and growing initiative. The working group had set out a number of specific goals for 2023 that I think really are helping drive this technology forward. So the first and foremost was to deliver future Jakarta EE specification releases, and we'll talk a little bit more in a moment about Jakarta EE 11 coming next year. Continuing to increase Jakarta EE brand awareness and adoption, and very happy to report that we continue to see significant growth in the adoption of Jakarta EE specifications by compatible implementations around the world, many of which are in China. Grow and reward contributors and committers. Committers in particular are the backbone of our community, and we wouldn't be here without them. So thank you for all of your contributions, and we continue to think about ways that we can help you be more effective in your job. Work with MicroProfile and provide integrations as required to help deliver on the vision of a vendor-neutral, cloud-native Java set of specifications and multiple implementations from various vendors. Continue to align Jakarta EE technologies with developer needs, and we've heard loud and clear that interest in new features in the Java language and platform and Java SE need to be reflected in Jakarta EE. And then continue to grow and acquire new members and new compatible implementations for the working group. So it's been a busy 5 years, and if you go all the way back to when we first started moving Java EE to Eclipse, and doing a Java EE 8 release from the Eclipse Foundation, then starting to move to Jakarta with Jakarta EE 8, which was still using the Java X namespace, but under the new Jakarta specification process. leading towards EE9, which is where we started to really bring the Jakarta EE namespace forward. 9.1 started to move more compatible implementations and going forward with the newer versions of Java. Then EE10, which introduced the new Jakarta EE core profile and really focusing on independent spec development, and now working towards Jakarta EE11 next year. And we really want to recognize the companies, the member companies that have helped all this be possible. And in particular, Fujitsu, IBM, and Oracle are strategic members and have really funded a lot of this work. But then Tommy Tribe and Pyera, also strategic members and very actively engaged in the steering committee and the specification committee, helping move this technology forward. We have the participating members and the enterprise members, and without their support, we would not be here today. And many of them have been elected to representations on the various committees and are actively engaged in the spec process itself. And so just, all of these logos on here, I'm not going to go through them all, of course, but thank you very much for your continued support and engagement with moving Jakarta EE forward. One of the things that I think we're most proud about is the increase that we're continuing to see in the compatible implementations of Jakarta EE. I think it's fair to say that with Java EE8, there was relatively few vendors that were supporting and continuing to support the Java EE8, Java EE specifications. And we've really injected new life into this ecosystem as part of Jakarta EE. So, the number of implementations has really grown. Numbers like 100% growth and 80% growth. This is fantastic news, and shows that there's new life and a lot of dynamism still left in the enterprise Java ecosystem. So the compatible products in 2023, a total of 43 conformant platforms or products, 20 web profile conformant and 4 core profile. And core profile in particular was designed to be compatible with MicroProfile and give MicroProfile a basis to work upon. And so continuing to see this growth into compatible products is absolutely key and something that we really look towards as a sign of success. Of course, the EE10 was a big release for us, and the reason why it was a big release for us is it was the first release where we were using the new spec process to deliver innovative new technologies. So in addition to the core profile, we also introduced the new CD Lite specification, which was the first new specification under the auspices of the Jakarta EE process. And just really driving innovation forward is now the mission for the entire Jakarta EE community. So a couple of the key features in Jakarta EE10 was, as I mentioned before, CD Lite 4.0 and which is the first new specification targeting and creating the creation of the core profile. Then there was also in Jakarta Security, Jakarta Persistence, RESTful Services, a number of new and important features that were built to really make Jakarta EE relevant for cloud-native workloads and applications. Now, Jakarta EE11 is underway. Target date is Q2 2024. Please do take a look at that QR code and look at how you can get involved. One of the things that we think is particularly important is, as I'm recording this, Java SE 21 was just released this week, and a number of new features in there, including lightweight threads that we think are particularly important for the future of Jakarta EE. And so we're going to be very interested in moving the Jakarta EE forward and taking advantage of the new language and platform features in Java SE. And there's also interest in Jakarta EE11 in adopting new specifications such as Jakarta NoSQL, Jakarta Data, and Jakarta MVC as part of the Jakarta EE platform and its releases. So the core profile we talked about already, but the EE11 platform is going to see a new data specification as part of the web profile, and then of course also part of platform. And so we're really interested in seeing new specifications become part of the overall Jakarta EE platform. And I can't emphasize enough how much we want you to get involved. We need more developers and more contributors to the specifications to really help drive this entire community forward. And this is good for you too. It's going to help advance your career by giving you recognition and experience in the process of developing specifications which are important to the entire industry. And it gives you a chance to work with some of the brightest people in the enterprise software industry as a whole. So, this is an opportunity for you to get involved in the Jakarta EE community and its projects and its specifications, and we certainly highly encourage you to do so. It's really simple to get involved. There's an online form for you to sign the Eclipse contributor agreement, and go to this link on Get Involved, and it's very straightforward. We're consciously trying to remove barriers for individual developers to participate in the community, and we really do hope that as many folks from China as possible are able to get involved in our process. Coming up, Jakarta One live stream in China is September 27th, but then we have Spanish, the main event in English in December, and then Portuguese in January. These community live stream events are very important for helping us to raise the global awareness of Jakarta EE and its technologies. And we really welcome attendance and participation and speakers. So please look to get involved in future Jakarta One live stream events as well. Also coming up is EclipseCon 2023 in Ludwigsburg, just outside of Stuttgart, in October 16th to 19th. I will be there as always, and looking forward to seeing many of you there. And one of the things that we're trying this year, which is I think really interesting and new, is a community day for Java developers that we're working on in conjunction with iJUG, the sort of overall Java user group in Germany. And so really think this is a great opportunity for the Java community to come together and to learn more about Jakarta and Adoptium and the other Java technology projects in and around Eclipse, and also for a chance for the more interaction between the broader Java community and the Eclipse open source community. So with that, I thank you very much. And if you're interested in learning more, please take a look at these links. And with that, I thank you for your attention. And rewatch these. You can see additional sessions from Jakarta One live stream available on YouTube. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy your day.